You know what would have been real smart? Turning on my microphone before the stream started. Hi, I'm not the most intelligent human being in the world, but you know what? We do these things. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. For those watching the VOD, I thank you profusely for taking the time out of your day to, well, watch these. And for those joining me, hi, how y'all doing? Hope y'all are having a fantastic morning, as it is 8 a.m. But hope everyone's having a fantastic day so far. Sitting by my favorite Kahoot. I'm kind of doing some slight adjustments. But I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. And I am looking for something on the side real quick, so un momento. But I'm doing pretty well on my end, at least. I'm keeping busy. I'm also adjusting sound, so my apologies. I am having a good day though. Kind of taking a quick second, probably about 3 more minutes. That is not World, this is Rise. I need to correct some stream stuff. My brain went World, and then I went, wait a minute, that's wrong. This is Rise. I've been playing a lot of World lately. No, this is something outside. This is my promotion stuff. And I put in World. I'm not playing World, I'm playing Rise. Uh-oh. Alright, I gotta go correct this real quick. Hold on. This is why you don't let somebody who's somewhat sleep deprived do things. They'll tend to do something dumb. That was interesting. Glad I have fast fingers. But hi! I hope everyone's having a good day. I am doing fantastically. I had to correct a few things, and now I'm able to focus properly on stream. My apologies there. But hi, welcome to Sunbreak. Doing some more in-game. I switched my outfit from the last several streams, which are currently over on my VOD channel, because I got kind of sick of it, and plus, I look fluffy now, and I needed something that looked comfy. My internet is taking a massive dump. Holy crap. That got real choppy. Hold on. This is... Alright. Where is it? Where is it? Where's my quality? My stream quality is good. Is that just my video playback being choppy then? I check things regularly because I try to. But gonna be doing a bit of endgame. I'm gonna not start off with doing the thing. I would love to do Narwa, but I'll be honest. I have all of this to go through and properly fill out and complete them. So that's what I'm gonna start off with, is kind of just doing a lot of my lower end stuff and getting this all filled out. Because if I can get this filled out, one, that's just satisfying, but two, that also, for me, that indicates completion. Doing every quest hunting every monster. That for me, that indicates completion in my mind with Monster Hunter. So I'm just gonna start off with doing one of these, and then I'm gonna go try to do the spine tingly thing. I don't look forward to hunting Narwa. Narwa is quite painful. Oh, so I kind of wanna. Wow, Lidroth. Crab. I forgot to restock again. I've been having that habit lately of forgetting to do the one thing I really should do, which is restocking. Right. I also don't have any materials from these guys. I don't believe. I think I keep forgetting to carve them. So, I don't know if they have any armor. I got so focused when I was running through main story content, I didn't do any of my side content, really. Not to the degree I wanted, I should have. But I'm gonna start off with low end, because this stuff can be pretty quick. And then probably jump Narwa, see if I can complete that on my own. Crap. And then work towards... What's going on over there? Like, you see that too, yeah? Random... Oh! Crab. I didn't know they did that. That's really neat. I love the crabs. The crabs are by far some of my favorite monsters. Look at him. I can make a meal out of you. Oh, it's sleeping. Why is that doing so much damage? Oh, so that's not what I've been wanting to do this entire time, but I kind of kept messing it up. Oh, right, I also need to kill crabs for that. I'm doing a lot more side content than I realized. Let's start off with this. Narwa, I haven't fought yet in Master Rank, and I don't know how I'm gonna do in that fight, but it should be. Velocirome! Hi, buddies. Think. But once I get these two done, I'm gonna probably go do an abnormality or anomaly. Right there we go. I've been watching a lot of different content lately, so. Oh! Watch as I carve your children in front of you. Ah! I'm forgetting how to run away. Sayonara. Goodbye. And more Hermitar. Golden. And I now have my jungle subcamp, which I believe is in area 7 or 8. But alright, so that's Tough Claw. I think the Velociprey are up above. I think they're somewhere up here. I think they're somewhere up here. I know there's a den. Yep, there it is. Here it is. They have a stink bank in here. Hey Jay, how are you doing? I was the man known as the Shock. You having a good day? Stab. Oh, it's sleeping. I was like, why can't I move? Why can I move this while it's sleeping? I don't mind it, but I don't think this is intentional. I'm doing alright. Currently just kind of chilling out. Oh, it's waking up. Decided to play some Rise and was like, you know what? Stream it, why not? Currently mending a messed up something messed up in my rib cage. That's been fun. But past that, I've been doing well. It's been a very interesting experience. Having a messed up rib. Oh, so that's nice. Yeah, but more or less doing alright. Been kind of just chilling. Snail. I believe there's a snail or something. That is a lot of honey. Yeah, I was skating a few days ago, Monday, and I lost control and slammed my rib cage into the what is called coping on ramps and stuff. I'm fine, mind you. Well, more or less, as fine as I can be, but nothing's broken, which is good. But yeah, I other bruised something. Where is this snail? There it is. I bruised something. Not sure how, but I messed something up. So it's been a very interesting experience. I'm not in any pain. I'm doing perfectly fine. Just the pressure difference in my ribs has been interesting to manage and deal with. Yeah. Past that, I'm doing like perfectly well, which is kind of funny. It's like, you know, you hear, oh, you messed up your ribs, and like, yeah, it's like the moment, but it's like, no, it's alright, I'm fine. Just doesn't feel the best at all times, but nothing's broke as far as I can tell. Just a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, past that, I'm doing alright. Crab. Right. And that is the side quest complete. It do. I mean, I ain't hurt to a degree that like prevent me from really doing anything, so it's like I'm not skating right now out of like safety concerns, but like past that, I'm doing perfectly fine. It's like no real pain. So one thing that is interesting that come out of it at least is like the experience to understand like the fact that I recognize that something is wrong, but I also recognize that it's not a danger to my life. Like it's been a very interesting experience. Like healing process. But I'm going through that. But it's doing alright past that. I been doing a lot of different things. I've been on a binge of a game called Library of Ruina. I've been watching a lot of content of that lately. Very interesting game.
Welcome.
Alright, that is complete.
Alright, good luck.
Right, do you have... Yes, you have a lottery.
For you. Congratulations. What good fortune you have.
Alright, and...
Here's what I have to offer. Thank you for your business. Okay. Here you go.
Don't really need anything. You're not selling anything I am in particular need of. Okay.
Hope to see you again soon.
Hey, good to see ya! Ooh, I'm itching to get started.
Wait, no, I do have the wasp spray set up. It's this weird thing. Okay.
See you soon!
I also need to empty out my inventory because there's a bunch of stuff here that I'm not using. Okay. But let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go defensive on this setup. I think she does thunder. And this should boost everything. Yep. So I should be sitting at, yep, 660 defense and 15 thunder resistance. Do I need to buff my pet's equipment? I mean, I'm not making this thing set, so... And then... Weird. Where is it? Looking for a very specific set. Oh, that's kind of neat. Alloy Bone, Izuchi, Kulu, Azeros, Aknasam, Kezu, Tetra, Chaos, Ludroth, Turtis, Sartan, Rathian, Somnicanth, Barioth, Rathalos. I don't have enough for both pieces. This'll do. Okay.
Special quest has been added.
Now I'm gonna try this and hope that it doesn't kick me in the teeth. Okay, and make sure to grab you. Hi. Okay. Grab one of these each. I don't know. Oh, hey, there are people actually doing this early in the day. Cool. Gonna take a quick second to hydrate and. And we off, boys. We're off like slick honey on a river. Hello there. Yes, you scream very, very loud. Okay, I will say Narwa's music, for everything I don't like about Narwa as a fight, her music is very, very well done. Ah. It is a very beautiful monster, though. Look how gorgeous she is. Right. Give me that face. That was very lucky of me. Probably he's withdrawn from the quest. Rip. Whoa! I take it somebody may have taken what they should not have. Look at how much damage we're doing, though. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick second and armor scan. Orb of Origin. Interesting. And pop. Okay, I should also be able to get off this. I am very glad I decided to use that armor skin. I was so going to pop a Mega Drug. As that should also help people with deeps. And I'm gonna keep bashing in that skull. Head's broken. Never mind. I'm not gonna do anything majorly fancy in this fight. This is a fight I'm gonna very, very honestly take very precautiously. If I don't, I feel like I'm gonna end up dead very, very quickly. And that is why. That right there. Alright. Hold up. And then that's a line beam. Whew! Sorry. But no. No dice. Hi Malzino. How are you doing, buddy? Stop shooting at me with lightning. I also want these materials. Scale of Origin. Narwa's Lightning Sack. Interesting. Mud Beetle. Look at this. Old dragon treasure. Ba ba bum bum ba da bum bum ba ba bum ba da bum 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 ba ba bum ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 ba. All right. I have life powder. And I'm going to use this on people. Man, this group is rolling, honestly. Okay, and I'm gonna pop another armor. Honestly, this makes this fight a lot more bearable. And Narwa's tail's broken. I think we've broken almost everything on her so far. And I'm going to not get up from that. That's why you do not quick wire most of the time. Okay. I would love to not be your target, Narwa. I get that I'm very strong, but please, please. I don't think a single person... Nope, don't say anything. The fact that I'm doing over 100 damage per hit is pretty good, honestly. I think my choice in weapon was a good one. Narwa, leave me alone. I am friend, not food. Just don't mind as I beat the snot out of you and murder you. Wow, that went a lot easier than I was expecting it to. I expected that to be much, much harder. I used up some demon drug and whatnot, but like, honestly, that was a lot easier than my first fight with Narwa back in higher, or during higher, like when I went back to fight it after completing the story of Sunbreak, because I just could not be bothered to kill Narwa beforehand. And the first fight honestly felt a lot tougher than this. Right, I was just by myself, but still. Also not having to sharpen because sharpness regeneration is also very nice. The extra defenses made that a lot better on me as well. Alright, Narwa has been defeated for Master Rank. And Conqueror Seal, cool. Horn of Origin, neat. Hard Claw, okay. Horn of Origin. Scale of Origin. Take all that. And Hunter Rank 111. Perfection. We are glad to see you safe return. The Order Capital Division was successful in preventing another rampage, and I'm relieved to report no casualties as well. You know, I did my part. Well, tried to. But these monsters were out of control. I couldn't do anything. I mean, they kept coming and coming. I don't know how y'all managed to deal with this last time. What's this? Are you just now realizing what Colorful Hunter Walrus truly is? Oh my god. Here we go again. You know Walrus once started talking about you. She never stops. What? No, that's not true at all. I mean, look on the tail of Walrus's victory with vigor. How dare you put enough for you two? Ugh. Chi-Chi has more anomaly quest bread. See her for the details. Ta-da!
Chat with Cheech for all your questing needs. We look forward to your safe return.
And Master Rank 31.
I've got
My
some
melding
great
is
news
done,
for you.
which I forgot. Part break, flinch free. Ooh. Guard up, Punishing draw, free meal, again, Affinity sliding, tremor resistance, interesting.
Thank you for your patronage.
Yeah, my mercenaries are back. A communication error has occurred. What do you mean a communication error has occurred? Am I still streaming at least? A Rikokon, huh? Ooh, and a bunch of grooved bones. Our tripper forward bone, boggy, and yeah, it still says I'm live. I do not know what's going on today. Ooh. Ooh, but Chameleos. Batiostra. Do I really need Might Seeds at this point? Prairie Cricket. Butterfly Beetle. You know what? Just keep it going. Buddy Dojo. Okay, where's everyone at? 44 and 45. Okay. So I'm gonna increase the training runs back, use another Lagna. You know what? I don't mind this for Elizabeth. Which is, she's named after... No, Elizabeth is named after my real-life dog. And I don't know why, this to me just kinda... It's okay. The cat is also... The Annie is named after a past pet. Very, very happy reach under rank 50. Or master rank 50. And the Crimson Glow remains. Okay, cool. Now we're the All-Mother... How rare is the orb? Target reward and a drop material at 4 and 3%. Wow. I would say I got lucky there. Alright. Alright, I want you to forge armor, because I want to see what the Narwhal Pure looks like. Oh, it's little drums! Okay, I like that a lot more than the other Narwhal armor. What is your thing? Thunder alignment, rapid morph, greases, switch speed for switch actions and charge was offensive guard, storm soul, strength thunder, and dragon power improves skill with the same element. Constitution, critical draw, guard, part break, artillery, evade window, marathon runner. Okay, so I can't upgrade any of my armor. I do want to switch out that chest piece, I believe. Critical boost, poison attack, dragon attack. The dragon is a thing I have on. Critical boost is nice. Let's see if there's anything with crit. Alright, critical boost. And looking for... Wow, it's the only chest piece with a critical boost. I'm also wearing something else with the crit boost, so I have 2 technical levels of it.
Master Hammond taught me to good use.
I don't care as much about crit boost.
Let's get you fixed up then, shall we?
Thunder Element, Constitution, crit draw. Weakness, exploit, ruin, crit chain.
I have been wanting to be a blacksmith ever since I was little. Guess you could say I'm something of an expert at this point. Don't worry about your gear. I grip this here hammer with confidence.
And you, Wind Alignment, Guard, Flinch, Free, Storm Soul. Thunder Alignment, Constitution, crit draw. And then you, it's weakness, exploit. I'm gonna go with this. Yes. And here comes the expensive part.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Okay. And that's a lot better defensive. And I'm also this. Fate Jewel. Good luck. Almadron Mantle, Afflicted Fang. Good chance to increase. I like this. I like Good Luck. Good Luck is by far one of my favorites. It just makes farming so much easier. And I need Afflicted Fangs and Almadron Mantle. Alright. Good luck, Hellfire earplugs. Crit. Where's crit boost? See, this is the critical eye, recoil, critical element, which I do like crit element, but it's not what I would like to get back. I would like to at least have one more thing of crit boost. Critical eye, maximum mind eye, crit draw, crit boost. Search. Critical jewel. Apex, blaze sack, and magnum mallow plus horn. It's already 7. Okay, that's something to think about and make later.
Good luck.
Thank you. Hey, Cheech.
Be sure to check the special first.
You. So, I'm gonna go through here, and I'm gonna go do another low end. So, I need to hunt all of these monsters. I have not hunt a Great Azuchi yet. I'm just gonna depart. I'm not heavily concerned about its output. I think it'll be perfectly fine. Look at my kitty. I need cuter outfits for my pets, but I am alone and I didn't send a request, so I'm taking all of that. I forgot to restock. I need to stop doing that. There's a crab on the map. Crab people. You know, I realize, I don't have the sub camp on this map. I need to get that at some point. Because it would be very, very nice to have that sub camp. But I do not at the moment, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I have a very, very consistent habit of always grabbing that flash bug. As I miss the flash bug, but keep moving. Alright. I love you, Puppet Spider, but you would actually, I believe, make this possibly slower. I I don't think Izuchi's gonna take that long to kill. Honestly. Izuchi's not one of those monsters I'm particularly worried about fighting. I just haven't seen its master rank armor, I don't believe. Ow. That's not what I wanted to do. And whoop. Alright, maybe I'm not taking this fight as seriously as I maybe should be. Nope, nope, I'm taking about as serious as I should be. I forget if Izuchi's head's even breakable. Regardless, this poor thing's getting mincemeated. An egg for these trying times. Hello, Izuchi. This Izuchi should definitely be... My guess is maybe half health. I've broken its head. I didn't realize it could do that. Alright, broke its tail. And I don't believe I have any Izuchi, normal Izuchi material either, so... This is a... somewhat of a bonus for me. Bonus decks! Bonus decks! I am a little all over the place today. Hi, Izuchi. This should just about be the fight. I'm surprised it isn't close to death yet, honestly, with how much damage output we have right now. Bombaggies. And pink. And pink. And we wait for it to grow, maybe. This poor Izuchi is just getting rinsed. Alright, this should definitely be its death, though. Wow, that didn't kill it. Actually, a little impressed. I had a little more health than I thought it did. I'm still not taking this fight very seriously. Which, maybe I should be a little more careful, but... yeah. It seems fine. I think it's those guys making that noise. Excuse you? I just killed your leader. Shouldn't you be running? That's right, run. Get out of here. I didn't want to take a picture. I was trying to take a picture of them like mid-explosion. So I think I actually need to do that for something. Actually, I think I already have that hunting horn. I already think I have that quest done. So I've committed unnecessary atrocities today. We do not speak of it. Hi. And that's hard bones, screamer sack. Okay. I'm surprised it increased my rank. It feels way too easy to increase your rank in this version. Or is that just me being weird? I don't know.
Hey, good to see ya.
Oh, so I don't think I've seen their armor. A lot of crit eye.
Bye now.
There's a special quest for you.
Okay, so out of these quests, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. I'm gonna go do one that's a little more relevant to me at the moment. Let's see, those, hot and cold. What do I need materials for?
To your safe return.
How are things? Alright, let's make it happen.
Alright. I know I'm saying alright a lot, but I'm also gonna just brain process active. What hunting horn? So I know I need to do the Somnicath tree. I still have yet to do Astalos, but getting prize pelts kind of annoying. I need to kill Pookies in high rank. So I can do master rank Pookie stuff. Anjanath has not been a monster I've thought about. Rathian. I feel like I have the Ludroth. I don't have the Azuchi horn, which I also need to upgrade. Gurumgum, Ludroth. I really need my...
See you soon.
Sorry, my brain had a thought. Centaur Cortex, Cineclaw, Hardclaw. But to the Centaurs also drop the Hardclaw? No, okay. I have a mission.
Be sure to check the special quest. Take care.
Crab hunting season. Daimyo season. Shogun season. Daimyo season. Shogun season. Alright, and where is it? There it is. Yes. Hey. Didn't get all the buffs, but got enough for me to be happy with it. Alright. So, need to restock before I forget. I need to make more mega versions of those, but I also need to make more normal versions as well. Can I get the claws? How am I more likely to get the claws? Cortex, I need hard claw. Capture reward, broken part, target reward. Carving is gonna get me a better thing for him. Okay. So I'm not gonna capture, I'm gonna kill. As capturing would be... I was not expecting this. I didn't realize it was gonna end up in here. Well, a crab a day keeps the doctor away. Crab! Haha! Uh-oh. Ow. I forgot to grab... He has a bubble breath? I didn't know he had bubble bream. Ow. Would you quit that? I didn't realize this little dude had bubble breath. Ow, why? Stop it. Alright, hit the switch, hit the switch, hit the switch. That's not what I wanted to happen, but okay. Uh-oh. I was not expecting crabs to be going ham today. Would you quit it? I thought I was gonna be like a normal hunt. No, 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 no. Oh, my cat. I love you. Yeah, yeah. Haha. It's time to crab on crab. Alright, I want to get rid of Shogun first, because as much as I love Shogun and Daimyo, I think Shogun is a lot more dangerous than Daimyo. Crab people. As much as I've been focusing Daimyo down, that was mainly just to get Daimyo to do what I wanted him to do. Okay, I need to heal up. Oh, so I believe my cat's able to put them to sleep, and I love that. Right, you're gonna do that. Honestly, the crabs are not to be trifled with. They're actually not. They don't do the most damage, and they're a little klutzy. But they actually still do, to some extent, pack a punch. Ow. Uh-oh. No. Alright, he's gonna do that at least one more time. Yep. One more. Okay. Hermitar, please. Wait, he's missing a claw. Nope, I died. I could not get away. Okay. I know what to expect now. I was not expecting this. I need to separate them. As much as I like them as monsters at the same time, fighting them is just not... It's not practical? Do I have any sushi fish on me? Yes, okay. I'm mostly gonna armor skin and demon skin. I'd rather not take the extra chances. Where's Scimitar? Where's Hermitar? Okay, Hermitar's on the other side of the map. No, he's not. Hi. Okay, if I can get one of them on this side, I don't care which one. Okay, fence is up. And I got the one I want to fight on this side with me, so that's good. Wow, he caught me out of the air. Okay. You are being kind of a nuisance right now. Calm ye thyself, Scimitar. Thou is not of a newborn child, my friend. Calm thyself. Seriously, he is going nuts right now. Alright, Hornitar doing his thing. Scimitar now doing his version of it. I have no idea which one's weaker. Hey, that's not good. Okay, he's almost dead. So, da. Let there be music. Alright, and before he gets here, let me carve it. Okay, this is gonna get a lot easier now. I don't have to deal with Shogun. I willingly walked into that. And it's not what I wanted to do, but I was hoping to hit him in the face with that, but you know, we'll take that. These poor crabs, I just destroy them. Regardless, I did need to do this quest, so man, that's I love that he just straight up just leaps. Love that about Hermitar, is that the boy just straight up does not care. He will leap at you and you will take it. Smallest size daimyo, largest size term. Smallest size daimyo, largest size shogun. Interesting. I hope that I get what I need. Look at these boys. I'm surprised there's no, like, this is an arena, isn't it? I'm surprised there's no Dragonator. Maybe that's not normal. Again, a world player going from one game to another, so I have a very weird perspective on arena fighting. But maybe that's just me. I still like this place, though. Very fancy. Alright, I like the owl head, but I think I'm going to switch it off for something else here soon. Find a helmet or a headpiece I like. And Cortex, Hard Claw. Hard Claw, yes. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm doing quite well, I would say, right now. You have nothing for me, do you? Okay. Never hurts to check.
Hey there.
Sup. How does one even get melding pudding? Honey and nectar. I feel like that's some way of getting that. They're on mission 3 against Akulu. Alright. Am I able to make it now? Somnicanth, Aurora, Astalos, Narga, Barioth, Tetra, Icha, Grimgom, Bone, Vespoid, Daimyo. Yes. Yes, I can. Defense up, affinity up, sharpness extension.
I have been wanting to be a blacksmith ever since I was little. Guess you could say
Okay.
I'm something of an expert.
I'm gonna wait to make that for now. Just because now that I know I can make it at any time, I'm not terribly concerned. Get a Pookie mix in there.
Bring on the hard stuff. Ain't nothing I can't forge. Seeing my customers smile is the main
Looking
reason
for a
I've been
helmet
banging away
I
at the
particularly
smithing
like.
stuff for so long.
I really wish they would infrequent the voices just a little bit. I feel like I could do something about that, but I mean, that looks nice. To be fair, I like the hawk set. You know what? Where is it? I do not have what I need for the Teostra one. That makes me sad. For now, I just won't do anything.
Alright, let's make it happen.
Okay.
See you soon.
Hello there. There's a special quest.
Master rank.
Please select the quest that best suits you.
Tempering Fierce. So most of the front page is done. Second page is very undone. Third page is very undone. This one I think is kind of the same. Yeah. This one I think I have a little more done. Yeah, since it's just 2 pages, it's technically more done. But this is also where things are kind of really annoying. Okay, and that was... Well, I'm sitting here as well. Side quest. Pending. Lava and lava caverns. 1 basil geese. Astalos. Magnum mallow. And photograph a monk snail. Striped fine hide. Pyra. Antique tableware. Gaja whisker. Okay.
A special quest has been added.
Yes.
I pray that this calamity may soon come to an end.
You know what? No. Let's do Pookie.
If anyone can handle this, it's you.
I feel like Pookie is gonna be kind of the easiest one to deal with. I think if I deal with Pookie, I should be okay. Maybe. I just need to remember to have everything stocked up. Don't need sushi fish during this one. Can't capture, but a shock trap would be useful, maybe. No, I'm not gonna take a shock trap. No point. If I'm not capturing, it's just kind of a waste trip. Did they empower it and rise? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't really touched hammer, surprisingly. Also, on that note, I don't have anyone coming at me with this quest, so it should be fine. Oh, so hi Dan, how are you doing? I should check after this quest. I'm going to check the Pookie, the Feather Duster, because the Feather Duster was by far one of my favorite hunting weapons in World for hammer. I believe the Feather Duster makes its triumphant return though, but I'm gonna have to check that. Okay, I'm gonna. Not bad, just got up and saw your stream, so I thought popping. Well, thank you for popping in. Always happy to have you around. Yeah. Why is this showing up now? I don't care about the why there's no point in those tutorials showing up mid-fight. That meant okay. I've done more than one of these fights. I'm a little confused about that decided to show up now. I need to heal real quick. Okay, I walked straight into that attack. You know, I always get surprised by what Pookie has under his, like, his actions in Rise. Because it's just so bizarre. Uh-oh. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. My DPS was not up to snuff. Okay, need to remember to take demon drugs. They say getting punished for something doesn't necessarily mean you know what for, but if the random guy armed with only a loot is doing it, you know it must. That's straight up what's going on right now. It's just like you're casually getting, because like what the anomaly quests are is basically the monsters in a fit of rage because of basically they're slowly being eaten alive, so we're putting them kind of out of their misery. And it's just like, you're having a bad day. You have these red little bugs causing problems and giving you weird abilities. And now you've got some idiot wearing an owl head smacking you with what is equivalently the world's biggest loot. And Pyrokadachi's down here. Interesting. Or is, no, this is Rachna. This is not Pyra. Pyra's black. Alright, and when I cooked a little more fire. Okay. Wow. Thank you, Pyra. You may go now. And yes, this Pookie has turned red. Which, I'm gonna back up and heal up. Because, yep, I believe he'll soon explode again. I mean, true. Monster Hunter is a game where you find the weirdest outfit you can possibly muster, and then you go hunting in it purely because you can. You know, I'm glad that's one thing that didn't change between World and Rise version of Pookie, is that one move. And just because it's just that punishable. If I get rid of the Quero here, a state entered with the delirious monsters calm through damage the affected monster falters, offering a chance for hunters to go on the offensive. Said monster will return to the normal afflicted state for a fixed period of time. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I dealt with its afflicted state. Cool. Fear the egg. That did like, that usually does 900 something damage. It's crazy how much the egg does. Alright, and they're slowly going to become afflicted again. As you can see, he's becoming red again. I love that that's even a thing. It's like, that makes frenzied monsters a lot more interesting in my opinion than tempered were. Oh, so, ow. Okay. Quit that. Alright, healing fruit. Alright, I want to try to get this tail dealt with. The tail Quero is just really annoying. And my cat knocked out Pookie. Swap stances. And that should be over 1,000 damage. Yep. Alright, I believe the tail is the only there's this tail and the wing. Tail, wing, foot. Take this time to heal. I mean, nothing wrong. Dude, the Pookie armor's awesome. Honestly, like, it's one of the better looking armors in my opinion. Plus, also, Pookie's not a bad depending on the build you're going for. Okay, he's becoming extremely red, so I'm gonna... Yep, getting away from him. He's about to explode. I don't know when he's going to. There's the explosion. If you can see the explosion coming, then you can dodge it easily. Alright, back to enrage, which is fine. Okay, I need to... Ow, alright, I need to back away. Man, I'm almost out of herbal meds. Hey, you mind not, buddy? Switching my 3-part Pookie armor with Hunter Ram Brace and Kulia. It's on my new character. To be fair, for a while I was also wearing Kulia. Oh, so that's not a bad thing for a new hunter. Like, if it's a fresh character, it's not a bad setup. Well, I guess depending on the build you're going for, the weapon you're using. Everything in perspective. Hi, Rachna. Wow, you really like Rachna. That or you have a grudge. Alright, that was a bit glitchy. The fact that that does that much damage is... Where are you going? Rachna, help me. Don't leave me like this. Ow. Okay, he's about to explode again. Yep, I'm out. Moment he explodes, so I'm going back in. Yep, there it is. Explosion. Out pops the balls. Broke his face. That could have killed me. Don't I have earplugs? I broke another part of Pookie, apparently. Okay, I'm getting away from the wall. I do not like being near walls. That is how I end up dead. Alright, that's 2 parts broken of that. I somehow got poisoned again. And I'm Vigorosp. Crap. Ow. Yeah, the... Okay, where is he going? Alright. I'm gonna make a trip into the sub-camp and restock on some stuff. Pookie's not going anywhere, so... Dude, poison is not to be trifled with. I don't know how good it is in Rise, but given what it does, it's capable of in World, not gonna lie, poison's pretty powerful. It is the status you do not you use if you want to be able to kill things within a reasonable amount of time. That or sleep, in my opinion. Ah, come on. Alright, stay away. Remote engaged. The fact that it's rage mode is what gets Quero is cool. Because it's like, it's not normal Pookie like mode. He's not Quero all the time. It's literally only in rage mode. He still has the Quero attacks, of course, but he's I don't know, brain. Okay. I should be focusing on damage and not healing right now, but... I don't know how much health they get. I don't know if abnormal monsters have more health or they just do more damage. I'm assuming they have a lot more health than their normal counterparts. I know they definitely do a lot more damage and a lot more aggressive. Hey, broke another part. I think I broke his back. Yep, broke his back. Wow, I'm doing... Where'd he go? That was not what I meant to do. Honestly, most think sleep is just better for setups, you know, opportunity for sharpness. Sharpness, sword setup, boost bombs, and quickly refill health and stamina. Great things for sure about hastening in battle. Well, assuming this is a late game quest, I'm assuming it's quite a bit more of both health and power ammo. Yeah, this is like... This is Sunbreak endgame content. Because I'm jumping between just doing normal quests to jumping to the endgame content. Just so I can kind of do whatever I need to do. Because for like, I talked about this earlier. For me, a Monster Hunter game is not complete until every normal quest has a complete signal on it. Not event quests, just normal, your normal setup quest. And so I've been working at that, you know, slowly but surely. And so I'm jumping, especially right now, between my setups. I don't need to be doing that. That's a habit kicking in. Alright, I've almost killed this Pookie. Yeah, but I've... Perfect. Only if Hunting Horn had severing power. That tail would be mine. With how much I've hit it. Uh-oh. Alright, he's gonna go for another ranged. Yep. But yeah, I've been juggling between like late game and early master rank stuff so that I can get as many quests done as I can today. Cause I got a little distracted by the fight. Where was I? For me, a Monster Hunter game is not complete until I have all the optional quests done, the main story and optional quests, and that's it. For at least for me. The moment I have those done, for me, the game is complete. In World, I did all the high rank and low rank, but I didn't do all the master rank, just because at that point I was like, eh. And in this one, I've done most of the low rank, not very many of the high rank, and I've done a decent amount of the master rank. So I'm kind of, this one, it's like, I feel it's a little more, it's going to be a little quicker to do than it was in World. Also with World, I was not waiting on content very long. There was always something I was having to do to progress my gear. And with Rise, there just isn't that much a need. So I get a little more out of it. He's about to explode while he's asleep. Egg. The power of egg. Fear the egg. And alright, he's about to explode again. Max potion. Stay away from me, Pookie. For those to come out to a decent degree, and now attack. All my might. No cloak bats. Man, the aggression right now is heavy. Oh, so this is an enclosed space. That makes it even worse. Alright, cool. And Pookie has been killed. I'm not gonna lie. And there go the Quero. I don't know. In comparison to tempered monsters, I like the anomalies a little more. Also, if you want late game materials, if you want to get your rank 10 weaponry, you have to do these, which I'm okay with. I just wish I knew what I like over time I'll find out what monsters do what and I'll spam out the monsters that I need to do. But yeah, honestly, that was really fun. I love fighting Pookie. Pookie's such a fun fight. Poison can be kind of annoying, but the fight itself is fun. I'm just gonna casually that'd be alright. And dog. The Pookie fight is so much fun. I got 5 scales out of that. Do I need Pookie materials? And it doesn't hurt to take them. That's an interesting last page. I think he was about to explode again too. It was like the... Who's wanting to talk to me? Right. You... And... Mew. Okay. Hunter info... What? Who needs scales? Who uses scales? Okay, you use bones. You use fang and shell. Bone, fang, shell, bone, fang, scale. So Pookie uses scale. Anjanath uses scale. Rathian uses scale. You use Fang and Scale. Okay, and I only got 4.
I have been wanting to be a blacksmith.
That's gonna
ever
be
since
good
I was little.
when I can get this.
You could say I'm something of an expert at this point. Don't
Use
worry about your
bone,
gear.
blood,
I grip this here
pelt,
hammer with
bone,
confidence.
Fang, bone, shell. Another scale. Scale Fang combo again. Scale, shell, fang, bone, pelts. The fact that that's not showing up means he's something, probably wing or some afflicted wing. Bone, bone. You're not showing up, so you're, I believe, a different monster as well. Fang, shell. Interesting. Monster I've not seen yet. Monster I've not seen yet. Okay. Okay, you guys don't take those. You get seething next thing, so I'm not too concerned. Kushala, don't care. Teostra, don't care. Chameleos, as much as I love you, I don't care. I need to make his weapon. I don't like negative affinity. Shell, blood. Another tree I don't have. Bone. I almost have everything for this. Okay.
Ooh, I'm itching to get started. I'll be here when you need me.
Alright. Save it, because it's been a while since I've saved.
A special quest has been added.
Okay.
Take a look at the quest list.
Here. Okay, I have one. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way.
Take care.
Because getting those bugs and stuff out of the way is really, really nice. Getting the hunts that are fodder hunts out of the way first is, I believe, usually the easiest, but I have not done them yet, so. I also forgot to restock on materials, and I didn't eat, but it's fine. I don't think I will need to, honest. Hornitar! Question, Dan, did you end up playing Monster Hunter World? Or any other... Like, what's your history with Monster Hunter? Out of curiosity. Hi. Hi, Kulu. Bye, Kulu. Whee! Hi, Bofango. Oh, that's the best, right, best boy. Bofango. Great. Ah, okay. He's over 300 damage on that poor little thing. I started on Try way back on Wii, picked up 4 Ultimate on DS, and I've been playing both World and Iceborne and still have yet to finish any of them. To be fair, they are quite extensive games. Question for you, since you do have kind of that experience with all those. With the small bugs, have they always exploded if you hit them? Like like sometimes they explode, sometimes they don't. Has it always been a thing? Are you aware if that is or is not a thing? I'm curious if it's just something that started happening with World, or it's just always been a thing with Monster Hunter. That was just a World thing? Okay. I've had quite a few bugs explode. This poor Polvango doesn't know what's about to hit him. 500 damage. Right. Polvango head. Already carved you. And Hornitar. The fact that they explode is kind of fun, but also kind of annoying if you're gathering the rituals. Heck, they previously didn't even have overworld healing outside of consumable items in the bed. Interesting. Oh right, older games they had the bed. I've seen older game content, I just have never played them. And I remember watching somebody like literally just go and lay down. It's like they straight up just give you it's not a tent anymore. It's not a tent in the old stuff. It's just that bed, and I find that kind of hilarious. Downing push went instant, and eating sushi fish took forever. To be fair, in the older games, downing your potion was instant, but it made you like stop in your place, and you had to flex. Yeah, like, yeah, the potion was instant, but it was, you still had to flex. Oh, so oh? I've never been down here before. Marionette spider. Looking at me so cute. Thinks he's intimidating. I love him. I've never been down here. What is this place? I've been down like the main path, but I've never noticed this. I never noticed this. There was just a pathway. Sorry, I got distracted. Older games are very interesting in how they did things. from what everything I've seen. You had to flex to heal. From what I understand, you had areas were not connected. There was load zones between stuff. So if you wanted to heal safely, you just jumped out of the load zone if you could, and dealt with it that way. I didn't realize sushi fish took forever to eat, but that's kind of interesting. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anything in here. I've never been down this hallway before. I did not know it existed. Make sure I don't miss anything else. Nope. Okay, cool. Interesting. To be fair, World had really long load times, and like Rise's load times are actually really short. Like Rise's load times are surprisingly short. Yeah, the underwater combat is like... Underwater combat was one of the first things I ever heard about. Like, people talk seriously about, like, as like a debate topic of should they ever bring it back, should they not. I know, is it like Gaia Chris, I think is its name. It's like, one of the reasons they never bring it back is because it's just hard to implement. But also, no underwater combat kind of makes that monster very weak. Because its primary thing was underwater combat, I believe, for everything I've heard. Which makes it a very interesting monster to think about as well. Had a completely different moveset. Man, just the thought of like moves being completely different is cool. And painful to think about. Because I can see that being very hard to deal with sometimes. Like, okay, I now have to think about my moveset completely differently in the matter of what? Was it, could you transition between them at times, or was it just like, okay, you do one or the other? Actually, no, it was more comfortable fighting underwater. It was more... No, actually, no, it was more comfortable fighting underwater. But in terms of its moveset, it was basically a Ludroth, if you remember those. Yeah, because Royal Ludroth's in Rise. So... And so are its babies. I didn't get any link for that. But sale.
You're sure to find a bargain today. Well done.
More pitfalls, more beggars. Hey, more drugs.
Let's begin, shall we? All right, here we go. This'll be good.
Because Kuryaku parts don't matter.
Hope to see you again soon.
But the transit between underwater and land without load exits. Huh. It's energy bag stuff. That's actually really interesting. Granted, Monster Hunter is kind of really odd. Because I remember when they first came to like console, I was like, man, this is like kind of interesting. Because like you could see all the things they learned via, holy crud, large monster sounds. and try were insane. I'll have to take a listen. Like, I know certain things about older games before Worlds, but I don't know anything that wasn't in Generations. Like, some of the really big monsters, I know didn't show up in, I don't think showed up in Generations. Which is a game I've been wanting to pick up and play, but I just haven't had the time. Or, frankly, the cash to really go pick it up.
Be sure to check the special quest.
Because that's done. Do I have any more of those small end quests? Because I'll get those done now, where I'm having to kill small monsters. Thought I saw one in here somewhere. Yeah, these two.
You'll do great.
What would you describe large monster sounds in Try-like? Something akin to like Godzilla? Maybe? How do you mean the sound that plays when large monsters see you? It actually repeats it until you actually see the monster yourself. Interesting. That's something I wasn't expecting. Hi. I'm gonna take a second. Let's do it. I'll be 1 moment. That is interesting. Actual boss theme based on zone only. Hmm. Was that cave there before? I feel like if I had an explosive, I could blow up this wall. I'll have to come back with explosives. Let me see for tracking down a few of the actual boss sounds. Gotcha. But like, listening to that theme, it's like intensity and calmness kind of all wrapped into one. Was this here before? I don't know if I'm tripping out right now or not. This is where the bones are, right? Oh, a relic. Okay, cool. Another Citadel message. Where does this take me? Oh, hey, it takes me to that bone pile that I saw in... Where am I? What? Oh, I know where I am. I'm in front of the final boss area. Fishing spot. Interesting, okay. I don't know how many more of these giant wire bugs I have. Huh. For the first sound. Yep. Un momento. Okay. Hopefully, whenever I click my microphone to have minus 20 decibels, it doesn't make a noise, hopefully. That is very heavy on the strings, and I'm all for it. Obviously, didn't listen to all of it, but for what I did just listen to, which I think was like 20, 30 seconds, I believe. That is interesting that there's boss area music. I like how it was very brass heavy and string heavy. Gave a very good intensity to it that I enjoyed. You guys send a few more to check out, but you probably don't want your DMs to be spammed. Go ahead, man. No, I'm all good. If I implore you to please send those my way, because I like hearing game music. I like to see where a game goes with its music. Area 11. How do I get to Area 11? Is it through here? Up here? Hello, Poison Toad. Yeah. Yes. I'll listen to more of them though. Then once I get this hunt done real quick, I also want to check a few things here. I need to grab something while I'm here in the Citadel, and I should be able to do it. I think after killing these guys in front of me. Where's steak? Where'd I put my steak? There's so many small nooks and crannies on this map. Oh right, the subcamp for the Citadel. Okay. Now, what was that little room I saw? What's in here? This Okay, this is actually what I was looking for, weirdly enough. This area. Haha, right here. Really? Wow, it didn't give me what I was looking for. Hello, puppet. I love the puppet spider so much. Okay, is it down this way? Is it this room? Maybe? May not be. No, no it is. I don't know what just happened there. see a bug. Not like there we go. Flash bug. Okay, cool. And are they above? Or are you inside? I really have not done enough exploring on this map yet. So many pretty destroyed areas. Is this Lagombi material? Yes, yes it is. Okay. So that's 10, I need 5 more. There should be 2 over here. Hi Lagombi. Sorry Lagombi, you're not the goal right now. We'll be here soon. No! That was unexpected. I got very big very fast. Okay, that is 12 though. I think a couple more, but they're primary ones I know of. Let's see. Sandy Plains. Alright. Sandy Plains. Flooded Forest. I believe we have the Flooded Forest map here in Rise. I think it looks different, but I think it's still the same technical map. Tundra Battle. Coliseum Battle. Village theme. Interesting. But I do believe the big marshy forest place is the Flooded Forest here in Rise. I think the jungle is also an old map as well from older games that have been reimagined. Cool. The fact that this thing right here still has the weird, like, I would love to know all the history of a map and why certain things ended up a certain way. Aha, there is something up here. Oh. Sir, you were... you should have fallen. Gonbull? I fear what a gonbull is. Woggy thick-hide. Just gonna take it all.
Hey there. Goodbye. Please come again.
Oh, hello there.
Okay, Sandy Plains goes hard with the drum. It, I feel like that question is gonna be answered. Of like, okay, is like brass kind of a constant? Granted, I think brass across Monster Hunter as a whole is a pretty big constant. I think it just carries enough weight with it, I believe. That I think it's just a constant. I think that's just maybe games in general. I need to look into that honestly. But I just listened to like, I'm gonna listen to like 30 seconds of each of these. Just out of pure curiosity, I had Kirby and Hale. Anglerfish with legs. Blood of Forest theme reminds me of something I would hear in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh, so an anglerfish with legs that could inhale like... I feel like I've seen that monster's image somewhere. Because I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. I just... I just... I don't know why, but Blob... I'll DM a pic. Please do, because I feel like I've seen that monster before. Yes, yes, I've seen this monster watching some guys play Generations. That thing looks so derpy, but I kind of love it. Just it's like, I don't know why, but like I picture just blobfish whenever it's relaxing. And that brings joy to me. Okay.
You'll do great.
Like he looks, honestly, he looks really neat. He's really spiky and it's just kind of funny. I like him. So he inhales like, wait, he like shoots everything he inhales out of his mouth. Like he shoots like dirt and like water and whatnot, right? Whenever he's done with the inhale. You literally have to fish it up, pulling all to get it to stop sleeping. That's awesome. I don't know why. Just the idea of like a different way to have to interact with the monster, because like walking up to a monster is really, really neat. But like in this game, Espinasse, like I don't know, there's something unique about monster, you having to engage a monster just differently. I know these are just blue hermitar, but crab. Nope. Lunges outwards with a huge hard bite. At least that's how it worked in Try. That's cool. There have been very few monsters that I think have had interesting interactions in world with how you get them to start the fight. Because there's Cool of Taroth, which literally just ignores you for a phase of her fight. Like, just doesn't care about your existence for a while. There's... Let's see, what else in world that I got to experience? Honestly, no other monster really had a unique startup to its encounter. Because Safi just kind of went ham. Hello, Rathian. You are not my goal here, but if you get in my way, you will find yourself on the receiving end. Rathian, you don't want this. Alright. Carve. That was a mistake. If you were caught in a vortex, you knew you were losing at least 75 your health bar. Jeez. That's a lot of health to lose. Alright, I'm gonna go to a sub camp. I feel like I'll get somewhere with the subby. Sub camp. That's crazy. Granted, I say that. And then literally Pookie with the stuff earlier couldn't literally put me on 1 health, so. Sounds still fun though. I don't know. I think Monster Hunter is kind of at its best when it doesn't just hold your hand. It goes, yeah, you're doing this. Alright. Fighting these guys is always rough. And it didn't let you actually continue your way more through the game. Wow, no food. I mean, World gave you access to the canteen, but it was next to useless for halfway through low rank. And then it started to be it started barely being useful. And then high rank was by the time it started getting useful. But the fact that you just don't have access to it outright is, for most of the game, is crazy. Cause like you just don't hear that. That definitely brings extra like thought process to everything you do though. You have to think through all of your skills a bit better. Which I am all for. Okay, these are a Nobra, and I don't want to have to try to hunt them just to get them to go down. Far enough so I can hit them. I believe it's like try and like 4 and try in older games. You also had to have like you had to bring fishing poles and you had to bring like what was it? Fishing poles and you had to bring pickaxes, right? And there were like quality versions of those, if my memory serves correctly, or I think that's maybe a different game. But I know you had to like bring pickaxes and stuff if you wanted to mine or fish. And bug nets. Okay. That's actually pretty neat. It's like you have to be a bit better prepared. I obviously have not been very well prepared through some of these hunts. Because I don't eat or I just don't restock like I should, which I do way too often, honestly. And then a random chance to break. Ooh, so you had to have more than one, or could you only have one at a time? Also, whetstones only repaired 1 level at a time and needed a replacement after each use. Wow, they went ham on that. Crazy. I mean, it makes sense for the idea of you need to prep. You are a hunter, you're not, you know, everything is not just, you know, one thing. Which makes a lot of sense in its own right. All tools could be stacked up to 5. Okay. Centaur shell, there we go. Hello, Selectoth. So chance to break up to 5. You know, that's actually really interesting on the aspect of like, you know, in this, I'm just casually walking up, not switching anything, I'm not doing anything. Hi, Ledroth. Let's see. The Luddy Boys are his. But like, I don't think about, okay, I need to make sure I have all the things. That seems like that would actually be like, on one hand, it would be really annoying. On another hand, that is really fascinating and would be an interesting time, honestly. Because it's like, okay, do I have everything I need? Like, pre-quest prep would be quite a lot longer. Because you're always, you know, double check. Make sure you have everything you need. Once you do, cool, then you can go. I don't know, just to me that's really neat. It gives a lot more weight to everything you do. I believe the only thing left on the Senators. Okay, I'm at 11. Hello, Yagris. Still a little sad I haven't seen Grey Jaggers, but at the same time it's like, yeah, Grey Jaggers is a very heavy pushover monster, so I was kind of happy he's not here. There you are. You're blending in. Blues and greens were blending together for a second for me. Right, 13. Oh, so you can't track. You needed paintball. Yep. You need an item called the paintball to find where they were going with accuracy. That is also kind of interesting. It's like, again, it kind of goes back to the you are a hunter, you have to mark your prey. Granted, in World they had that, you know, the what's it called? Tracking with the scout flies. Oh, it's like, again, that kind of adds another interesting bit of like, okay, pre-hunt prep meant a lot more. I think these two are fighting. They're kind of fighting. The longer they're distracted, the more of these guys I can hunt without concern. Crap, bro. What's the hit of support monster that oh, I think I know what you're talking about. It's that little like shellfish looking dealy guy, right? No, that one adds armor. I think. Yes. It was a bird. There was another one. It like rolled up into a ball and would like jump on you and be really annoying. But it would also latch onto monsters and give them armor in places that they didn't normally have armor. Was that a bird? Huh. Oh, okay, yeah, we're thinking of two different monsters. The Quirpico thing. Yeah, I was thinking of a small monster, not a big monster. Yeah, I've seen images of that thing as well. That thing looks very much, honestly, kind of fun to fight. Because it looks like it's like one of those monsters that you go into just for good, just to see what it summons. I think it's like intros, like it mimicking a monster or something in one game. I forget which game I saw it in from. Because the guys I watched for a lot of Monster Hunter content is like Rage Gaming videos. And they went through like, they've been through a few Monster Hunters at this point, so a lot of it kind of blends together. Actually, everything was armored except for the throat sack. Jeez. Get this over the line. Jelly. True Trader. Shikigami. Zara. Jelly. Jelly. True Stealth. Shiki. Okay. In the second fight in the game, it immediately called a Rathian. That is kind of funny. Because I think it's like the fourth or fifth quest in world was like a Rathian showed up. Granted, the second fight you're ever in, it calls a Rathian. That has to be terrifying for someone new. What's it doing? Rathian comes out of nowhere, them not sure what it is, panicking. Okay, I believe this is my last small monster culling that I need to do. I'm gonna go through the list and check one more time. Because I'd rather have all these small monster cullings out of the way so I don't have to think about it. Okay, I have one more there. And I think that's it. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I actually do need to kill these guys. That's funny. That is straight up just like, you think you're gonna get unlucky? You think you're gonna get lucky without it? Nah, we we don't play that game, my friend. Magma Almadron and Shogun Centaur. Okay. That's funny though, I love that. So I need to kill 8 Ragnas. I think I don't know if Pyros are gonna count for this quest. Or this sub-quest I'm on. They do not. Ugh. I like spiders, okay, but these things just creep me out. I don't like the idea of a spider the size of a small dog. Or medium-ish dog. Okay. There's no avoiding, you will deal with. Hold up. Oh, that's so cool. Because you don't, because it doesn't have back legs with this, it just gains a fire in the back legs. It's so sweet. Alright. More pyras. Man, I'm not seeing any normals. I think there's usually some normals inside the caves. Not intentional, but interesting. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. I'm always... That's another thing I really love about Monster Hunter. I'm always finding pathways I haven't seen before in these maps. Really, and more pyros. I'm not seeing a single normal. That's surprising. Where is it? Well, there's a Hermitar? Centaur? Centaur. Grab. What? That's 10. 5 more. Are you a normal one? Hey, finally found a normal one. I need like 7 or 8 of you guys. And he tanky. Why he so tanky? Mesmer soak. Okay. So I take it on this blue side is where I'm gonna find all the normal ones. Up here? Yep, more normals. You are pretty big. And so in this quest I'm not going to be able to get that thing just because I didn't realize that these guys were only going to spawn on one side. But I should get pretty close to what I need to do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down this way. And I believe these should be the fire ones again. Actually, there's a mix. Nope. Get me out of the screen. So I can go kill this one. Alright, so I've gotten 6. So I need 2 more of those at some point and during a quest. Probably my next lava cavern quest I'll just hitch off randomly and go kill 2 of those guys. Because they're always here. And I have to do it here, so. Look at them little feet just tapping away. Yep. I don't think a monster ever comes through this area, even though it looks big enough. Hi, Shogun. I don't have time to fight him, sadly. And a bunch of web, adamant jewels. Alright, take all. Because I am not hurting for money right now. Level 44. Mercenaries returned. And Cortex. And shells. Shroom, Bone, Chameleos, no fish. Go get me chameleon. Gib. Nut, gunpowder. Gladly. Take these off your hands. Take those off your hands. Okay. Alright, I have one more down here. No, it's the second set, right? Yes, okay. This will be my last small monster dealing, and then I don't have to ever touch those quests again. Let's see. Colosseum, Tundra, Flooded Forest. I really hope they add the, in the next Monster Hunter game, because I doubt they'll do it in this one. They add the big mammoth monster from the, like, the 4, like, flagships for Monster Hunter 4. You are a big guy. Because that's a monster I'm really interested in fighting. Because I fought Glavenus, I fought Mitsuzune, I fought Astalos. No. Not World 4. I forget what they call the 4th game. Because it was like Monster Hunter, Freedom Unite, Monster Hunter Try, and then I forget what they called the 4th one. I know they had a catchy name, but I do not remember it. And I'm not talking Bamboo. I'm talking Mammoth, not Reindeer. It was a part of the Astalos, Mitsuzune, Glavenus trio, or quadruple. It's the woolly mammoth, like proper woolly mammoth monster. It had like kids that it would watch over, like smaller versions of itself it watched over. I forget what that's called. Monster. But it was from Monster Hunter 4, I believe. Or was Astalos, Glavenus, and Mitsuzune Try? I don't think those were Try. I think those were 4. 4 and 4 Ultimate. For Ultimate, I think there was another one on DS, but for the life of me, I can't remember the other Monster Hunter game name. Fair. And I'm glad these guys are in bigger groups than the last groups of stuff. This one's going a lot faster. Oh, it's just asleep. It's like, why can't I carve? Because he's sleeping. Because my cat's putting everything to sleep. Per usual. Dude, giving the Palico a sleep weapon is by far one of my favorite things to do. Because they put way too many things to sleep they should not be able to put to sleep. It's amazing. But... or brain. I don't remember its name, and I wish I did. That's kind of the one issue I have mentally with Monster Hunter. And it's nothing against Monster Hunter or anything, it's just like, I always forget monster names and it bugs me. It's like, I want to remember them because the monsters are so cool. But unless I've actually fought them, like, I tend not to remember. And it kind of like, I don't know why I do that. It's just gonna like, brain go bird. Where are you running to? Tiny dart can drop an animal after a minute. Just like Trank, I suppose. Yeah. Tiny dart can drop a... Dude, hand to Palico a sleep weapon and everything goes to sleep. I was playing Iceborne with a buddy, and one of my Palico in Iceborne, which was also named Annie, because my main Palico for every Monster Hunter game will always be named after my past cat. I gave her a sleep weapon. She put Shara Ishvalda asleep and Safi Jiva asleep, which are very, very, very hard monsters to use the sleep element on, and it put both of those to sleep. And me and my buddy were sitting there just yelling, because it's like, this should not be possible. Like, the amount of sleep damage this cat was outputting, it was nuts. And it's, to this day, I prefer my Palicos to have sleep weapons, because it's like, it makes no sense, but it's hilarious. Because when they put something to sleep, it's unexpected, but always useful, more or less. More times than not. I also just find it funny that Trank Dart, basically. It's like, we should not be able to put these monsters... Actually, was it Charishvalda? And I know we did it to Safi Jiva. I don't remember if we did it to Charishvalda. I feel like we may have, or I'm thinking of another really big monster. Regardless, the point stands, the cat put a lot of stuff it should not have been able to put to sleep, and it was amazing. Okay. And now all small monster quests are out of my way. I no longer have to deal with these. I can ignore them now, because they are complete. Yeah, the weapon my cat had was the UFO from the Star event from Iceborne. I don't know why, but that UFO did work. And I loved every second of it. Yeah, the Master Rank version of that thing was a monster. I loved it. For a pet weapon. A pellicle weapon. Okay.
Oh, hey there. There's always more to learn.
Fishy canine, flaky canine pie. Interesting. I have not forgotten anything, have I?
I'm having a sale today.
Lottery.
Would you like luck is on your side? I must say I'm a bit
Yes, I
nervous.
had forgotten about this. Blast, quick, speed sharpening, and fire attack with a 4-star jewel. Okay. Recovery up, master mounter. Thunder resistance. Okay, dragon attack. Wide range, water attack, item prolonger, free meal, blast attack. Earplugs. Hornmeister, that's not a bad one. Master Mounter and Slugger. Any of these, spare shot, I don't use bows. Stun resistance, dragon attack, okay, rapid more with mind's eye. Evade extender, okay, that's actually a really good one. Affinity slider, poison attack. Bubbly dance, speed eat. I'll keep it. Punishing draw, flinch free, punishing draw, free meal. Wall run, special ammo boost. Okay.
This'll be good. Thank you for your patronage.
Do a quick save out of habit.
Left side clear. Be sure to check the
Hi,
special
Cheech.
quest.
Okay, so
Have a look at the
out of my Master Rank 1, I have Lidroth, this and this. That. So 1, 2. I have 5 quests left. What about on this end? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. What about this one? Do I have very little to do on this one? 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Okay. Well, I saw Lagombi earlier, and I said I would hunt it, so. Did he just... For a second there, I thought he just slapped him on the back of the head. Where is Shifter? There's Shifter. And Polisher. Gotta do the pre-hunt feeding. I haven't fed my bird buddy in a while. Hi. I'm not gonna lie, I do this out of habit. That was just really cute. Okay, we got gold yet? Nope. Okay, I am once again alone, so I can take all of that without feeling guilty. Agambi, Baggy, and Tetradon. Okay. Not a bad situation of creatures. It's a Zamite! Oh, he's so cute. I love the Zamites. Even though they grow at a rapid pace once they consume blood, which is horrifying to watch, but it's a very cute creature. I'm sad we don't have the Zamtrios. I want Blubber Shark. Even though it's technically an amphibian. So it's probably more like Blubber Shark Frog. Still love it to death though. Probably one of the funniest monsters I have ever witnessed. Alright, there's the Gombi. Target acquired. The Gombi's one of those monsters I always look at and kind of laugh at a little bit. Because it's very, very silly. But he's also just kind of really, really neat. That's not where I wanted you to aim that, but okay. Let the Gombi come back. Well, hi. Well, this is... we got a wyvern right on both. And get domed. Alright, and Mont. I don't... Hi! Can I help you? Hey, screaming is not very nice. Okay, I do not want to have him dealing with him in this short, small corridor. Especially with Lagombi doing that. Man, these guys are really not wanting to be apart. No, I'll take it. This poor Lagombi has just not had good luck today. Well, broke something on Lagombi. You know, I'm not sure if anything else is breakable on the Lagombi past his head. I don't think I've actually broken anything else on a Lagombi ever. At least that I can remember. I don't know if the sled is breakable. I don't think it is. I need to check this after this hunt. Just out of curiosity. Please stop doing the ball thing. That's so cool that he can spam. okay, that is actually really, really neat. He can spam that, but at the same time, that is horrifying. Just imagine just turning around and a snowball the size of a house just comes crashing by. Like, it's impressive that it can do that and repeat. On monsters before was this out fair. I'm so used to breaking monsters' heads. I don't know what's breakable on monsters otherwise in most situations. Because I play hunting horn and hammer. And I don't even really play hammer anymore. At least not in Rise. I've been running through World as a lance, and it's been so weird to be able to cut tails. Like, it has been freaky to, like, be able to actually, like, hit the tail and it actually be, like, a viable spot for a lance to hit. Because I'm so used to that aspect of, like, I completely understand what you're talking about. It's like, I'm only really used to the tail. It's like, for me, it's like, I'm only used to the head. I don't know what else is breakable on monsters. If I break other things, it's by accident. Right-o. Oh, tuck it out Lagambi. Interesting that the stagger for him is on his feet. That's something I haven't seen. Usually staggers on the ground. They're usually laying down. Poor Lagambi. Try as he severed the tail with a hand. You should have seen Try. My younger brother had the joke of I'm blunting off the tail. That's beautiful. I don't think it's impossible to do that. I don't think it was impossible to do that in World. I think it was just very, very difficult. That's funny though. Here, I'm gonna just slowly break your tail off with a hammer. It sounds so painful. That really does sound super painful. Uh-oh. But there's a lot meme-worthy things and try to be frank. There's a reason my family jokes you'll never get through my shield. It's made of wood. You'll never get through my shield. It's made of wood. The hardest material in the world. That's beautiful. To be fair, playing World on Lance has been funny because there's like, I have my shield. It's made of bone. That is a lightning strike. You will not make it through this bony shield. The fact that wood, though, you will not make it through this wood. My shield is in. That's great. Only in Monster Hunter. Only in Monster Hunter. That's why I love this franchise. I cannot stand on tree. Big sad. Alright, I need to take a picture of the monks now at some point. Just the resolute owl face. Fetch me their souls. Alright. And taking all this with me. Oh, melding is complete. Really already.
All done.
Protective polish, recovery speed and water. Interesting.
Thank you for your patronage.
Hello there. A special quest has been added. Take a look at the quest list.
So, okay, so I just have that on this page. I'll save that for last. I haven't done Volvodon.
Take care.
I haven't even hunted one in Master. Oh, so before I forget, what is my most hunted monster? Kulia's at 14. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that Kulu is my highest hunted monster in this game. I've lived up more or less somewhat to the motto of if I see a Kulu it dies. Actually, it's because we played through the game, basically every zone had several destructible objects that you'd normally use for cover that can occasionally be destroyed by large monsters if you deal enough damage in a single hit. The only thing we've never seen them beat is dried trees, and he's been using Roplos shield, so it did kind of already look like it was wooden. That's beautiful. Another Kulu, but I'm gonna leave Kulu alone right now. As much as I want to hunt Kulus, I don't really have a good reason to right now. That's beautiful. You can't break my defenses, it's made of wood. That's great though. I don't think there's any non-destruct. I think everything. I don't know if they can break the tree. I feel like I've seen monsters break this tree, but I do not remember if there's any non-breakable trees. Non-breakable trees that act like cover in Rise. I do not remember. Hello, Lucky Life. Quiet you. Wow, that was unlucky. I perfectly aimed myself in there. Dude, I'm getting juggled by a Volvodon. You should have just juggled me for a second there. Ow. Forgot he could do that. I have not fought very many Volvodons. No, you don't. I will make do at the moment. Without the heals. And oh cool, I got him rideable. I'm taking you to the crab. I have to find my way there first, but you know what? We'll figure that out together. I think I can go to the crab this way. But I'm going to hit you with a crab. One does not simply show me Hermitar on the map and me not use it as a weapon against my enemies. Because it do be like that. Hi, Hermitar! I don't know what's my obsession with using Hermitar as a weapon against other monsters. It's just really fun. And this boy did end up killing a Teostra for me, so I feel it's only right that he continues his reign of terror as a weapon of mass destruction. One crab to rule them all. Oh, cat put it to sleep. Power of the bomb. This is actually a really fun fight right now. Volvodon is another monster I think has a lot of personality to it. Ow. Oh, so liquid booty, not funny. Very interesting fight mechanic, however. Our pure. Oh wow, he's already nearly dead. I mean, I guess I've been kind of wailing on him. You know, I know that, like, out of the beast monsters, there's like Volvodon, Arzuros. I think these guys are fanged beasts. I know. Oh, okay. Just casually walk through the sand. Okay, Diablos Jr. That was kind of unexpected, honestly. Just casually runs through the sand wall. Okay, I think... Yep. Should be able to just cut straight to where I need to go. Sorry, I got really quiet. I kind of started listening to the ambient noise. I could definitely say with some certainty that, like, I don't know, something about this map. Also, I've been kind of focused on the Volvidon fight, and it's Roggies. Get dodged. Ow. I deserve that for being cocky. And he's dead. And that was apparently the largest Volvidon I've ever seen. Roggy. Leave me alone. You're not a Roggy, you're a Jaggy. I don't know which game. There's so many monsters that are old monsters that I just don't know where they're from. I really need to look into where most monsters come from, because I feel like there'd be an interesting, like, bit to understand. It's like, okay, where did this monster go? Where did this come from? You know, was it here since the start like Rathalos Rathian, or is it, like, from a different thing altogether? It did not. Great Roggy, Great Azuchi. Well, returning monsters, I think it's just, hold on. I think it's just Great Roggy. Great Baggy, Great Roggy. Any other great monsters? I think that's it for the any monster with the title Great in it that isn't new. Yeah, because Azuchi, Great Baggy, Great Roggy, but no Great Jaggy. No Great Jagras either. Kuliaku made it though, which I'm happy about. Volvidon. I need to go see the Volvidon armor. Interesting. That is unfortunate. It's one of my first soldiers. Yeah, and it didn't show up. Granted, World had the Great Jagras, and Great Jagras doesn't show up in this one, but the Jagras do. So it's like, little yellow dudes, where's your big yellow dude? So I can understand that being, like, something feels a little empty there. It's like, really? No. You're handing me another Elgato ticket?
Until next time.
2.
Be sure to check the special quest.
It had about as much health as the Jaggers, but worked better alongside the small monsters.
Please select the quest that best
I
suits
would love to see that monster at some point. Okay. Where am I in my low rank? Because I think I've gotten most of my... Really, I haven't even finished all the low rank. Huh. I didn't realize. I know I have a ton of unfinished high rank stuff. I just could not be bothered to do all the extra stuff that high rank had. But I am about 3 quests away from my 1-star master rank being completed. I am still 1, 2, 3, 4... 11 quests from my 2-star. $13 3-star. $19 4-star. 8 and 7. 7 and 8 on the other 2-stars. I still have so many quests to do. I can definitely finish off 1-star pretty easily. 2 stars not gonna be much different, especially since Jura stupid Totus. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I hate Jura Totus. It's such a boring monster. It is not a fun fight. Nothing they did to it in Rise made it even. It made it annoying. It didn't make it fun. It made it annoying. Still by far something that makes me angry. Okay, Jaggies. Bird Wyvern Jamboree, so great.
Quest receptionist. Nothing more, nothing less. So please, don't hesitate to ask for anything.
Like the smaller versions of Grim to act differently when the Great Jaggy is present. See, I love stuff like that where it's like they literally made sure that it was programmed differently so that it had that weight. I don't know. I appreciate like Monster Hunter going out of its way to make monsters act like they belong together. I don't know. I appreciate that personally. Can't make any decorations though. Decent standing still, I don't believe. The Gami plus pelts.
I'll be here when you need me.
Let's see, what am I looking at? Latent power 3. Critical element max, which is good. Wide range, agitator, dragon attack, resentment, critical eye, critical boost, weakness, polish, horn maestro, speed eating, earplugs, Teostra, reactive, chain crit. Why, right. I do not regret wide range. Nearly a monster in Try had a special quirk of some kind that made it different from other monsters in the game. Even the animations were, even if the English, I can't English. Even if the animations were similar. There we go. Nope, I missed. Oh well. Alright, I'm gonna... Oh, I didn't realize I could land here. Golden eggs. Okay, I need to check something real quick on... I don't like coming back here, but I want to check if they share their pool. They do not. Okay, cool. So you can get twice the amount of items. See, that's what I appreciate about Monster Hunter, though. It's like, the attention to detail all games have is really nice. Okay, 48, 47, 48, 48, 48, okay. Okay, the mercenaries still have stuff to do. Hi. See, this looks like another area that they're gonna do something with this giant ocean thing right here. But they haven't yet. You are the arena.
There's our hero. Next time, yeah?
Interesting. Okay. Well. I'm gonna leave this stream off there as it is roughly noon for me, and I'm running on like 2 hours of sleep. I kind of underdid it with the rest today, so. Dan, thank you so much for joining me. For those watching the VOD, I thank you profusely for your time and your energy. I've been enjoying this. I'm probably going to finish off some of the Master Rank quests off stream, just so I can do more of the end game on stream. Because I didn't realize how many of those long-winded hunting around for a monster to kill mini monster quests were really going to take. Oh, so it's fun to talk about other Monster Hunter games, so thank you, Dan, because that's like really, really good time. For those who watch the VOD, I thank you profusely. For those who join me live, again, thank you. You too, man. And for everyone that watched the VOD, I thank you for your time and your energy and your day. I hope everyone has a wonderful one, and I will see you whenever I stream again. I wish you all a very good day.